is the first thing you'll do once this pandemic is all over? I don't know about you, but my travel bag is packed and ready to go. See, here it is. If a wet and wild adventure's exactly what floats your boat, then keep calm and practice your cannonballs, because today we're counting down the 10 most insane water slides on the planet. What's up, Facnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Stick around till our number one pick, because that one's reserved for the craziest of thrill seekers. Take a dip at your own risk. Number 10, Insano, Brazil. Well, we did say insane water slides, right? So what better way to kick off this list but with an attraction that's named exactly that? The Insano water slide is located at the beach park in Fortaleza, Brazil, considered the largest aquatic park in South America. Built in 1989, the Insano held the Guinness record for the world's tallest water slide for more than 10 years. It stands at 135 feet, which is about as high as a 14-story building. But the real draw is its insanely deep incline, where riders plunge to the bottom in just a matter of 5 seconds at speeds of up to 65 miles per hour. From a certain angle, it almost looks like the sliders just disappear into oblivion. If being a human waterfall is your thing and you have a loose screw, then the Insano is right up your alley. Keep watching, because our top pick might just give you an out-of-body experience. Number 9, Kilimanjaro, Brazil. If you're wondering who in the world would dare to beat the Insano's record for the tallest water slide, surprise, surprise, it's the Brazilians themselves. I guess adrenaline just naturally runs in their blood or something. Since 2002, Kilimanjaro has been the main attraction at the Aldeia das Águas Park Resort in Rio. It stands proud at a height of about 164 feet. For perspective, that's even higher than the famous Christ the Redeemer. This water slide from hell boasts a radical 60-degree incline, dropping riders like they're hot at 57 miles per hour.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
But before the deadly drop, you'll have to climb up a torturous total of 234 steps, because, you gotta earn that death-defying experience. And mind you, it's said that 1 in 20 riders back out once they reach the top. Not to scare you or anything, just saying. Number 8, Master Blaster, Texas. If a water slide and a roller coaster had a baby, their awesome love child would probably look something like this. The 1,000-foot-long and 6-story-high Master Blaster in Texas has been voted the best water ride in the USA since it opened in 1996, and rightfully so, because it's the first ever uphill water coaster in the world. Once the passengers have boarded, a small conveyor rolls the rafts into the first drop. At the bottom of the fall, they are propelled by water jets uphill. From there, a series of downhill and more uphill blasts send the rafts into an enclosed helix tube, twisting and turning until a final drop to the splash pool. The Master Blaster is so unique that its inventor, Jeff Henry, was named Inventor of the Year in Austin, Texas in 2012. And trust us, all these dizzying action cam shots don't do it justice. Number 7, Scorpion's Tail, Wisconsin. The Noah's Ark Water Park in Wisconsin has earned the title of being the largest water park in the U.S., so it should come as no surprise that one of the world's must-try water slides can be found here. Adding another record to Noah's Ark's belt is the curiously named Scorpion's Tail, the first and only looping water slide in the country. Featuring the trapdoor mechanism that's become all the rage these days, the Scorpion's Tail sends the rider into a near vertical drop down a 77-foot chute at a crazy 70-degree angle. This builds up speed of at least 30 miles per hour that's enough to shoot the rider up to the 27-foot-high loop. Optical sensors also track the rider as they enter the slide, and within 14 seconds they splash out in a lane of deeper water. If you are a faint-hearted weakling, then you can just watch the riders whiz by through the transparent tubes. Maybe with a margarita in one hand, because she's a classy lady. Number 6, L2, Austria. Now, let's head on over to Europe, where you'll find not just some of the world's most exquisite cuisines, but apparently the world's first double-loop water slide. The L2, located at the Vogler Wasserwelt in Austria, isn't for the Feigling. That's wimps in German. The rider enters a clear capsule with breathtaking alpine views, as if to say that everything's gonna be all right. And just when you've calmed down your nerves, you'll be launched into a 50-foot semi-freefall, sending you zooming at 40 miles per hour. This catapults you into 2 vertigo-inducing loops before you slow down into the landing. Some people, however, actually don't gain enough speed to make the loop, and in this case, the waterslide technology will lead you to a safe exit through a trapdoor. If you feel like a total loser afterwards, then the gorgeous view of the Alps might just be a welcome respite. Number 5. Bullet Bowl, China. Remember when Michael Phelps snatched a record-breaking total of 8 gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Olympics? This is where all the magic happened, at the National Aquatic Center, aka the Water Cube in Beijing, China. Now, you couldn't let this architectural wonder just go to waste, right? So, after the Olympics, part of the venue was transformed into a massive water park that houses some of the most thrilling water rides this side of the planet. But perhaps the reigning king of the Water Cube Kingdom is none other than the Bullet Bowl. Don't let the cheesy name fool you, because the Bullet Bowl builds suspense for its riders as it whips them around a whirlpool at lightning speeds before sending them down into a steep, dark, fully enclosed drop. Although said to be small compared to other water slides on this list, the bowl-type chute gives its riders a one-of-a-kind centrifugal experience like no other. Number 4. The Vertigo. It can't get any more straightforward than that. Breaking the stereotypes of boring cruise ships, the Fantasia-class MSC Preziosa takes your cruise ship experience to the next level with this sickening 400-foot tube of pure adrenaline rush. Dubbed the longest single-rider water slide on the seas, the Vertigo takes its riders through dizzying twists and turns that run around the entire ship. And if that's not enough, this 13-meter-tall water slide also shoots them into a transparent loop over the ship where they can enjoy the stunning view of the clear blue ocean waters. That is, if you can keep your eyes open. Number 3. Summit Plummet, Florida. So, you think you're too old for Disney, huh? Well, you haven't met the Summit Plummet. A piece of advice when you brave its 12-story drop? Just let it go. The Summit Plummet has definitely become one of the most sought-after attractions at Disney's Blizzard Beach. Riders begin their journey by scaling Mount Gushmore aboard a ski lift, and then they cross their arms on their chest, taking in the magical view of the park as they call out to the heavens above. Among the top 10 tallest water slides on the planet, the Summit Plummet takes its riders through a vertical freefall into a darkened tunnel at up to 55 miles per hour. It's so steep, it almost feels like you're about to enter a whole new world. Who knew it's the happiest place on earth for daredevils, too? Number 2. Verrückt, Kansas. This next story is a cautionary tale about always putting safety first. Verrückt, which is German for insane, was designed to be the tallest and fastest water slide in the world, and indeed, it was an experience without rival. It featured 2 nerve-wracking drops, the first one being a 17-story plunge followed by a 5-story uphill midsection. The entire ride is 168 feet tall, making it more elevated than Niagara Falls and the Statue of Liberty. At top speeds of 65 miles per hour, the Verrückt challenged the laws of physics head-on. However, in 2016, tragedy struck the insane waterslide when a 10-year-old boy named Caleb Schwab was decapitated and died while zipping down the waterslide. It is believed Caleb was ejected from his seat and bounced around between the netting.
We saw that there was the supports that hold the netting in place that's over the slide. A couple of them were all bent and jagged out of place. My mom saw the 2 people on the other, behind the second and third row seats, and they were just covered in blood. It was horrible.
Jeff Henry, the creator of Verrückt, admitted that they had a lot of issues on the engineering of the slide, given that it was unlike anything that's ever been done before. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app's settings. Number 1. Leap of Faith, Bahamas. Located in the picturesque Mayan-inspired Atlantis Water Park in the Bahamas, the Leap of Faith is a water slide with a 60-foot open-air drop that sends thrill seekers speeding down at 35 miles per hour. Sounds boring? Wait, did I mention that riders also go through a transparent tunnel that goes through a shark-filled lagoon? Now that's what I'm talking about. But don't worry, apart from that one time in 2008 when one of the reef sharks jumped out of its tank into a nearby water slide, this ride is totally safe. Besides, sharks only attack humans when they mistake us for seals anyway, so book that Caribbean getaway stat. So, which of these water slides are you dying to try? Let us know in the comment section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? If water slides aren't really your thing, then perhaps these crazy pools are. Don't miss our list of the 10 most insane pools that will blow your mind. Till then, stay adventurous, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.